Hey, welcome back to Reddit Cheating Wife, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to the channel for cheating stories like this.
Should I 43 female, tell my best friend's husband 43 male, that his wife 40 female, is having an emotional affair and is planning to get a hotel with another man 59 male. The first night of our trip instead of meet me that night. An all-female weekend getaway is planned at the end of the month with my best buddy, 40 years old, and myself, 43 years old. I'm in desperate need of aid. For more than 15 years, we've been close friends and best buddies. Our homes are in different states, but we've been getting together for women weekends twice a year for the last many years despite the fact that we don't live in the same state. Her husband has always been someone I like and admire a great deal. He is considerate of her. They have children, and it's tough to see her making actions that would be detrimental to him, and ultimately, result in the dissolution of her marriage. His emotional needs are not met, and their physical activity has left her feeling unfulfilled from the beginning of that relationship. Summary from years of our conversations about it. But he is a beautiful person who does not deserve to be deceived or injured in any way. Last year, she had an emotional affair with this man for roughly 8 months, during which time she kissed and played around with him on a handful of occasions, no intercourse. Despite the fact that he didn't have any money, she did a lot. Her husband discovered her, and she told him that she would see seen talking to the other man. She did reduce contact, but she continued to lie and have an emotional affair with this other man for many months thereafter. Her husband has forgiven her and is committed to finding a solution to the problem. Her true desire on some days is to work things out, but on other days, she desires the other relationship and fears she would be unable to function without it. However, she has lately told me that she has ended her connection with him, but that there is now another person involved. She has pushed herself to make this new connection, both mentally and physically. He's a middle-aged man in his late 50s, and she's a young woman about 40 who has a lot of money. She says she can see herself spending the rest of her life with him. It is the end of the month, and she and I are planning a girls' weekend, and she has just informed me that instead of seeing me on Thursday, she will see me on Friday morning, and she is going to see this guy on Thursday, and they have booked a hotel for that evening. She told me that her husband would not be worried since he is aware of her plans to meet up with me in person. There are a lot of thoughts and feelings that are at odds with one another. I'd want to cancel my vacation for a variety of reasons. I'd want to pass this information along to her husband. If I could, I would tell her not to continue doing what she is doing. I've been telling her for a year that she is making decisions that she would regret when she loses her marriage, but she can't hear or won't listen to my warnings. I'm worried about her well-being. I value our friendship tremendously. I'm also fed up with being taken advantage of. I feel that she is endangering her and her husband's life, and that her choices will have negative consequences for her children. Additionally, I'm concerned that canceling the trip, informing her husband, or confronting her about what she's doing may do irreparable damage to our friendship. Do you have any suggestions or advice on how to cope with this situation? Should I tell her husband about her plans? Should I tell her husband about her plans? If so, what is the most effective method of going about it? Could it be that I should cancel my trip and simply stay away from the relationship till things improve? Story 2. She completely ruined and broke me. Hi. I'm 32 years old and my ex is 30 years old. She remained in LA for a month to test drive life there since she wants to leave the state where she grew up. I flew out since it was also her birthday. Her sister and I spent it with her, but I had to fly back the next day because of a wedding. I had no cause to be skeptical of anything, so her being in Los Angeles for a month didn't concern me at all. After I and her sister had departed, she traveled to San Diego to see a guy 39 she used to work with. He was reportedly her mentor a few jobs ago. She claimed she drank more than she expected to and then woke up as they were having. She said that if he didn't know what was going on, she wasn't being taken advantage of, so she inquired, and he stated that he too didn't know how they got there. They then completed their task. After her vacation was over, I realized she wasn't as excited to be around me. Then, in early November, during a video conference, she asks me, "Do you think our relationship is in a good place?" I felt we were. Then she ended our relationship there. She invited me to come over and chat about it. Of course, I pleaded. I asked what I'd done wrong, and I promised to change. She simply kept repeating she was over me, that we weren't the perfect match, and that she'd gone on. I was upset, but hey, at least I didn't get cheated on like I did in my first relationship, I reminded myself. We'd been dating for about 9 years, and she wanted to stay best friends. In November, we still got together for a few weeks to hang out and be intimate. I still spent Thanksgiving with her family, and no one suspected a thing. I was happy with what I had. I might still have feelings for her, but I knew it wasn't genuine. She didn't ask me to Raymond until the week of December 9th. We had a plan. I get my booster, then go over, and we complete the work day together before going out for Raymond. She went to sleep, and for some reason, I felt compelled to check her phone. She said a week ago that she went on a group date and that she could like the man she was partnered with. I was intrigued, so I went through her phone and went to check her chats with a buddy she told her tales to. It turned out to be the person, and she altered his name to my ex's, purely coincidental. Reading through the words almost killed me. I was absolutely distraught and had no clue what to do. I woke her up and inquired whether she had with anybody else, or if there was another male, to which she said no. That night, I caught her lying many times. She attempted to convince me that nothing had transpired till we split up. As I continued going through the messages, I yelled at her the dates of the texts, and she ultimately revealed the truth. And it turned out he was in town. So they met many times and were intimate several times. I was there even the night before. That Thursday night, a lot occurred. And that's the first time in my life that I've thought about it. I am receiving assistance and have been visiting a therapist. Her family is aware. Her parents and sisters are disappointed with her and refuse to let me leave. They're almost like family to me. This one has a lot of casualties. If she's going to break up with me, she should also break up with the other man, according to her mother. That's what she allegedly did. So, anyhow, I meet her again on the Sunday after D-Day. I write down everything I want to say so that I don't have to regret not expressing it. The night started off unpleasant, but then it became nice. She was sitting on my lap, we were close, and she asked if I wanted to Marie Kondo our relationship. And what she meant was to embrace it tightly, say thank you, and then let it go. Of course, if there's any sort of normality or even happiness to be had, I'd want to do it, so I did. I booked a number of dates for the next weekend, which went great. And we closed that weekend by repeatedly kissing and telling each other how much we loved each other. It was quite perplexing. Then there's Christmas. I was lonely, so my mother texted me and inquired as to what I was doing. I informed her that I was alone. She allegedly gave the communication to my ex and requested her mother to invite me since I shouldn't be alone. I went against my better judgment. You know, I'll accept any form of happiness/normalcy. It was also a perplexing period. She wore the necklace I gave her because she wanted to be near to me all the time. Yet anytime I saw her on her phone, which was often, my mind went wild. She became enraged when I ignored her, wrote me an SMS, and rushed out. I found her in her sister's room and we spoke some more. I think we ended up having a truce for the night, but image being unhappy because the person you repeatedly stabbed in the back was ignoring you. I attempted to leave, but she urged me to remain. I did it again. Nothing occurred, but we were snuggling the whole time. I'm simply perplexed. I'm very sure she's simply taking advantage of me because she wants to have her cake and eat it too. Here's some information. In 2019, she requested a leave of absence. This is also when she began chatting to the man. I haven't spoken to her in at least 6 months, but she messages me now and again. I make an effort not to respond. She's also going to counseling because she's sorry about hurting others, including the man, and wants to improve herself. I realize it's naive of me to believe she's not talking to the other man. I'm not sure what I want from publishing this. I just know that I need an outlet. I apologize if the structure isn't tidy or if the time frame is confusing. My brain isn't right, and it hasn't been for a time.